What is up, YouTube? This is Levi from Bayfoils, and today we are going to talk about the best places in Los Cabos for eFoiling. So, if you're new here, please like and subscribe. We keep you up to date with news, tips, tricks, and guides for eFoils. So, say you want to ride your eFoil in the wintertime, but your local spot is either frozen or it's just way too cold. Well, that's where tropical locations like Cabo are great. First, you need to get your eFoil here. You can fly with it down here, but getting your battery is going to require either to rent one down here locally or shipping it via a freight forwarder ahead of time. If you have questions about that, please reach out to us at info@bayfoils. We can help get you a quote to get your battery down here and help you out with other logistical issues on that front. Now, let's get into the video. I'm not going to tell you what to do. You're an adult and you can do whatever you want, but I'm just going to go on the record and say, do not take your eFoil to one of the surf breaks down here. That includes monuments, Costa Azul, shipwrecks, Nine Palms, and Cerritos, Todos Santos. Basically any of the Pacific side breaks, especially in the wintertime. Navigating the breaks and the people on an eFoil is just not going to be a great time. 0 out of 10 would not recommend. That out of the way, let's get into the spots that I chose here for this list and kind of break down why they're great spots for eFoiling in Cabo. The first thing is ease of access. How easy is it to get to the spot, distance-wise, and also parking situation? There's a lot of dirt roads in Mexico, and a lot of these beaches do not have paved parking lots, so the last thing you want to be doing when you're trying to eFoil at the beach is Googling how to get my car unstuck out of the sand. It's definitely not fun. I may or may not be speaking from experience, but anyway, moving on. How easy is it to get into the water? How far is it to carry the eFoil from the parking lot to the beach? Is the beach to get into and out of? Is it really rocky, beachy, etc.? And then also the experience on the water. Is it a cool spot? Is there a lot of dangers? Is it really crowded? That kind of thing. So Playa Medano is the first beach that you will see if you come into Cabo via cruise ship, because that's where the big ships dock. It is the main beach there in Cabo San Lucas, and it is a great beach for those who do not want to bring an eFoil to Mexico, but want to try eFoiling, because our friends there at Cabo Electric have a setup right on the beach where you can rent a eFoil for an hour, for the day, whatever you want to do it. So if you don't want to deal with all the hassles of bringing your own foil, but still go for a ride, Playa Medano is going to be the best spot to go to. That being said, is it the best beach for eFoiling?
No.
Probably not. Medano is very crowded with jet skis, boat tours, the cruise ship tenders, all sorts of vessels are on the water there, so it makes it pretty difficult to manage, especially if it's your first time. There's a lot of people on the water to dodge. The beach is also really crowded, and parking is kind of a pain in the butt. The parking access is relatively far from where you're going to get onto the eFoils. So it's not the greatest, but because you don't have to worry about bringing your own eFoil, I figured I would mention this in the video. So the first spot we're going to look at is the public beach east side over in San Jose del Cabo. Now, this is a great spot if you are staying in San Jose or on the East Cape, because it's pretty close. It's right here at the mouth of the Puerto Los Cabos. There's a little public beach on the east side. You can get there easily by putting in the Hotel El Ganzo in your Google Maps. The drive is relatively simple. There's a nice parking lot here that's public, and the walk to get to the beach is relatively short. Getting into the water is really great too, because the beach is nice and protected. You can see here the rock wall offers a nice attenuation for any ocean swell. I didn't get on the water here at this beach because there was a lot of boats going in and out of the harbor at the time I was trying to set up. And also there was a family enjoying the beach and I didn't want to kind of get in their way. But overall, you can tell this is probably a good spot. I definitely say go early before a lot of the boats and families get to the beach, just to kind of stay out of their way because it's a kind of small beach. Overall, I'd probably give this spot a 7 out of 10. Maybe if you're staying in San Jose, it'll bump it up to an 8. But the beach is nice. It's nice sand. It's going to be protected from the waves to get in and out. But you do have to worry about the boats. And the beach is kind of small, so the crowd factor could make it a little bit trickier going in and out. Probably best to go on a weekday. The next spot we're going to look at is Playa Palmilla. This is a beach just south of Costa Azul in San Jose del Cabo, and it's a really nice beach for those that are closer to the San Jose side than Cabo San Lucas. Getting there is relatively easy. Obviously, if you're staying in San Jose, you're much closer, but getting there from Cabo San Lucas, it's only about 20 minutes. It's paved road all the way to the dirt parking lot, which is well maintained. No worries about getting stuck here if you don't have four-wheel drive. But this is a very popular beach, so parking gets very limited very quickly, especially in the afternoon. Now, the beach itself is really nice. You can see right here in the middle, it's all sandy bottom with rocks to the right and left, which makes it a nice channel to get out with on your foil. Just be aware there might be some families and swimmers in the shallows, so don't run them over. On the water was really fun. You do get some south and east swell due to the location, but other than that, it's totally manageable for a first timer once you get past the rocks. Overall, this beach is a solid 8 out of 10. It's a nicer, safer spot in terms of boat traffic and beach quality than San Jose, but you do have to worry about parking. Because this beach is so popular, parking can be a little bit of a hassle. Plus, there's a lot of coral close to the beach, so if you're not comfortable riding farther offshore, this can be kind of dangerous as there's a lot of rocks to dodge close to the shore. So just be careful. You don't want to find yourself stuck between a rock and a hard place. The next beach we have here is Playa Chileno. This one is smack dab right in the middle between San Jose and Cabo San Lucas, and it's a really easy drive. Again, 15 minutes from Cabo San Lucas, 15 minutes from San Jose del Cabo, kind of right in the middle there. Chileno Bay has a really nice paved parking lot. It's probably the best parking lot out of all the beaches I've gone to be honest. This is by far the best beach for getting into the water. It's a super sandy bottom beach and it gets deep really quickly, so that means you don't have to swim far to flip the eFoil over and get on. There's some rocks on to the right of the beach, but other than that, it's relatively reef free, so you don't have to worry about a whole lot of collisions out there. Honestly, the biggest drawback is it's kind of a long walk from the parking lot to the beach, but it's a nice boardwalk, so you're not trudging through sand for all of it, so not the worst.
So far, I think this is my favorite spot. The getting into the water was super chill. The beaches, it's an easy on-ramp to the beach, and it's deep really quick, so you can get on right away. And I'm seeing some cool stuff over in the water here. I just saw a giant school of fish, probably like 300 fish. I don't know what kind of fish it is. I'm not really a fisherman. Holy shit!
Hands down, Chileno is my favorite spot I've foiled at so far. Definite 9.5 out of 10. The only thing that would make it nicer is if the parking lot was closer to the beach. I mean, it's ultimately not a big deal for me. I schlep eFoils all the time. I can handle it. But, you know, if you're not super strong or have a good strong back, that walk from the parking lot to the beach can be kind of a bummer. But the on-water experience definitely makes up for the schlep. Probably going back there again to check out some of the snorkeling at the rocks. Maybe I'll bring the eFoil too. It was real fun. So the final beach I checked out is Playa Boca del Tule. This beach is the next exit north of Chileno. It's a pretty easy to access beach, again being right in the middle of San Jose del Cabo and Cabo San Lucas. But unfortunately, I think I went at the wrong tide, so I wasn't able to get on the water because it was very rocky. A lot of exposed rocks, and it was pretty rocky, pretty far out there. I could tell it was going to be kind of a decent swim until I could get on the foil, and I just wasn't down for that. Even though I had booties, I wasn't trying to spend my time swimming like that. But this beach has tons of parking. You can see it's in an old arroyo washout, so it's just an open beach. Be careful if you only have two-wheel drive. Park in like the really hard-packed dirt areas. Don't park right up on the beach unless you've got a Jeep. But apparently what I've been told is this is a pretty legit spot because a lot of boats are intimidated on coming too close because of the rocks. And there's lots of fish, lots of cool things to see out here. I just unfortunately didn't want to deal with the low tide, but it's probably kind of cool, you know, for someone who's experienced with dealing with rocky bottom entries. I'm gonna give this spot a 5 out of 10. It's right smack dab in the middle, so it's easy to get to from either town you're staying in. Plenty of parking. You know, you're gonna be able to get here and get on the water, but you might have to do a little bit of extra work getting past all those rocks to get on the water. So definitely check out the other places first, and if those are all packed, Tule can be your backup plan. Well, that's it for today's video. Hopefully this helped you find the good places to bring your eFoil while you're in Cabo. And if you have any questions on getting an eFoil down here, send an email. We can help you out. Till next time, take care.